Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. I want you to continue eating, but I also want to have your partial attention as we get our awards dinner started and our awards ceremony started. So welcome everyone to the Alumni Awards Banquet at our third annual Berkeley Public Policy Conference and Alumni Gathering. What began as a small seed of an idea just 3.5 years ago has grown into something truly special. And I continue to be inspired by all the insight, engagement, and passion this community brings when we come together year after year. From our opening keynote with Khadija Shapur Bakhtiar, where's Khadija? I know she's here, great to see you. To this morning's kickoff with Professor Steve Raphael, who's probably teaching or doing research or somewhere, I don't know where Steve was, I just saw him, to the powerful and moving words of our keynote from this afternoon, Secretary Deb Haaland. And many of the thoughtful, dynamic conversations throughout the day. It's been really a remarkable experience to listen to the minds and the missions and the movements that are going on around GSPP. Let's give another round of applause to our faculty and all of today's incredible speakers for their contributions. You may think that all of this happens by magic, but it doesn't. We have an incredible team of staff members who have really given a lot of hard work and hours, and many of them have yellow t-shirts on that say staff. If you're a part of GSPP staff, can you please stand up and be recognized? Thank you for your service and your hard work. If you all turn around to the back of the room, none of this would happen the right way without Elizabeth Mart, the incomparable Elizabeth Mart, who just runs this whole thing. You don't see any problems. She's managing and absorbing. She's a new mom. You're doing a great job, Elizabeth. Thank you very much for your leadership and your commitment. You make us GSPP proud. All right, good. I hope you've had a chance to take full advantage of today's events and that you've made new connections and deepened your ties to GSPP. Before I kick things off to Annie Campbell-Washington, I want to thank all of our sponsors, the Stupski Foundation and Anthropic, for their generous support in making this conference possible. I also want to take a moment to recognize and thank our GSPP advisory board members. I know I saw Carla, but are there any advisory board members who are in the or former advisory board members? Please stand up and be recognized. I saw 3 or 4 throughout the day. There you are. There you are. Our advisory board is made up of a diverse group of folks who are really helping us to spread the gospel of GSPP and make sure that we can get the right investments to make sure we're doing the hard work of democracy and continuing to be the #1 school of public policy. Now, if you've made a gift in the past year, if you've made a gift of any amount, would you please stand? Any amount. Now, it may come to you as a little bit of a surprise, but our public university can't do all of the things, can't fund all of the things that we'd like to do as a school of public policy. Our competitors, Harvard, Chicago, Duke, Princeton, and the like, Carnegie Mellon and others, they've got a lot more resources, and we're a lot smaller. We punch well above our weight. So anytime we can get a gift, that gives us an opportunity to do something new that shows our competitive advantage. And one of those things is really having this conference to show that our real value add is our community. We do community better than any other public policy school. So I want to thank all of our donors for supporting us in our vision. Now, I'll say to you this one last time that I love seeing so many people here and throughout the day. It's been just really great to see our community come together. It warms my heart, but I always want to remind us it's not about size. It's about our commitment to understanding that a better world is not a solo project. It really does take a community. We need community in our identity, community in our presence, community in our belief that we can and should give back to our school and one another. This community that we call the annual conference and alumni gathering, this activity here. We want to foster social connection. We want to build social capital. We want to promote local pride and a sense of shared identity. We want to stimulate intellectual growth and gifts and donors for our economic growth. We want to provide a platform for engagement on important issues. Our hope is that we've created a space for shared experiences, new relationships, academic and cultural exchange, and a deeper sense of belonging, ultimately strengthening our community's fabric. So thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for helping this vision to come true. We are really excited to have this award ceremony to end and cap our third annual conference. Yes, you can clap. Thank you. So our time together is important, and our time together is important for many reasons, and one of them is because tomorrow is not always promised to us. Several years ago, we had the great honor of awarding Joseph Castro, MPP class of 1990, the GSPP Alumnus of the Year Award. Joe recently passed away, so we wanted to remember his legacy tonight. As a first-generation college student, Joe's journey through GSPP inspired his career in public education. He applied his studies to real-world policy issues, even dedicating his capstone to the launch of UC Merced. Joe went on to lead across the UC system, becoming the first Latino and native of San Joaquin Valley to serve as president of Fresno State University. His commitment to diversity and student success culminated in his appointment as chancellor of the California State University system. Yes, he was outstanding. He was a great thing. Joe's positive impact on countless lives and his belief that public policy should always improve communities will continue to live on at GSPP. Joe made us all proud. To his classmates from 1990, thank you for your presence here throughout the night. Oh, here we go, 1990. Been really impressive, and we do want to honor Joe. He was such an amazing friend of the Goldman School. He thought that higher education was a real pathway to change, and that kind of leadership where you just take the things you're passionate about, take the tools you have. If you have will and you can see a way, that's how we get hope. And so I really appreciate the class showing up and reminding us of the importance of Joe in our coming together. And now, I'm delighted to welcome Annie Campbell-Washington to the stage to kick off our Alumni Awards ceremony. Annie.
Thank you so much, Dean Wilson. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Goldman School of Public Policy's Alumni Awards Dinner. Woo! I'm Annie Campbell-Washington, Senior Assistant Dean of Academic Programs and Dean of Students, and it has been such a joy to see so many of you over the past 2 days and then here tonight at the awards dinner. At GSPP, our alumni are at the heart of everything we do. You make the school stronger by mentoring students, hosting internships and capstones, recruiting new students, and sharing your expertise at events and panels. Tonight is both a celebration of our awardees and also a chance to reconnect with one another, and I hope you'll leave inspired to get even more involved. This dinner is the culmination of our annual conference and alumni gathering, but as of this year, it also doubles as our reunion. If you are here with a reunion class, please stand. Thank you so much for making the time to be here and to reconnect with your classmates. It's so meaningful to us and to, hopefully to all of you. This year we honored the classes ending in 0 and 5, and next year we will celebrate the classes ending in 1 and 6. So if that's you, start spreading the word because your reunion is just right around the corner. Thank you again for being here. Your energy, your commitment, and your presence make GSPP thrive. Tonight, we gather to celebrate the spirit of GSPP, honoring those who have shaped our field, strengthened our community, and carried forward our mission to serve the public good. We begin with the recognition of a true giant in the field of public policy. I invite our MDP Faculty Director and Emeritus Professor Jane Malden and continuing lecturer of public policy and lead faculty for our Agile Government Initiative, Larry Rosenthal, to the stage to present this award.
Good evening, everybody. It's such a delight to be here and to present our first award this evening, which is the Lifetime Achievement Award, which Larry and I are here to present to Professor Eugene Bardak. Yeah, well, Gene is well known to all of you, but I don't think you all know exactly how amazingly accomplished he is. So I am going to take the role of telling you about his academic and professional accomplishments, and Larry is going to talk about him as a mentor, teacher, and generally all-around wonderful person. But I just want to say, I also think that Gene is an all-around wonderful person, so I don't want to be left out of that part. Both Larry and I have had the privilege of teaching the Eightfold Path method to generations of graduate students and undergraduate students. And Gene, of course, has been the giant who has established that as the methodology that we teach here and that is taught across the world. In fact, his influence in the field of public policy analysis and teaching cannot be overstated. He is one of the most influential figures in the history of public policy scholarship and teaching. He is a yes. He is a graduate of Columbia University, and he joined the faculty here at UC Berkeley more than 50 years ago and helped shape the Goldman School from its earliest years. Over the course of his remarkable career, he became known not only for his scholarship, but for his ability to make the art of public policy analysis both practical and accessible. And his most enduring contribution is the Eightfold Path, a framework that has guided generations of students and practitioners in tackling complex policy problems with rigor and clarity. His book, A Practical Guide for Policy Analysis, has become the go-to text in programs across the world. It is a toolkit that has equipped countless public servants to analyze, communicate, and lead with impact. I am so grateful that I have had this insightful, engaging, thought-provoking, and witty book as my text and companion over the years that I have taught policy analysis. But Gene's work extended far beyond the classroom. His research on policy implementation, interorganizational collaboration, and public management has helped governments and nonprofits alike improve the delivery of vital services. Again, I have had the opportunity to experience this early on in my career. Very soon after joining GSPP, Gene invited me to work with him on a project evaluating Job Corps programs in rural sites in California. And I learned an enormous amount just watching him casually walking around, chatting to people in these remote settings, noticing things, asking a few clarifying questions here and there. And then on the drive home, outlining to me his trenchant and, I should say, really quite sympathetic insights. And I had come from another graduate program, and I had learned nothing, really, about policy implementation or analysis. And it was a revelation. It was like, oh, this is what public policy is and can be. And I am really so grateful. I've always been grateful for that experience. Gene brought his expertise into public service. He spent time at the U.S. Department of the Interior, and then twice he has stepped in as acting dean of the Goldman School. He has been recognized in many ways by professional policy community, including serving as the president of APAM, the Association of Public Policy Analysis and Management, and last year received the APAM's Rossi Award. In 2017, he was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences in recognition of his lasting contributions to the field. But perhaps his greatest legacy is the community of students. He mentored, challenged, and inspired people who carry forward his lessons in policy work across the globe. And so to talk more about Gene as a colleague, a teacher, and a mentor, I turn the mic over to Larry Rosenthal.
Thanks, King. My friends and colleagues, it's a dream come true to be with you this evening. We are gathered here today for, well, many reasons, but right now you all have the questionable fortune of having me speak. Please know that I understand the peril. My contribution to your social welfare will be to keep it brief, and I'll try to play against type because left to my own devices, I may never stop. At least I have a tremendous topic to address, namely our beloved school's Lifetime Achievement Award honoring our inimitable teacher and friend, Eugene Bardak. It's said that a great teacher always tells you where to look, but never tells you what to see. Our teacher, Gene Bardak, takes us further than that. He shows us how to look and how to see. He's given us lessons that never stop. We learned from Gene that the path ahead is a circle, not a straight line. The fancy word for this is iterating. On the Eightfold Path, you're always somewhere, but you never land anywhere for long. One well-founded vision for a better future leads to a recommendation, then its implementation, then its evaluation, then more opportunities for improvement. Always forward, never straight, as my ultimate Frisbee colleagues are fond of saying. Gene's method is a way of looking, a way of seeing, and over time, a way of being, and it never stops. I remember Gene's way of welcoming new students to our school and our great university, his legendary free speech movement tours of the campus. A way of remembering what happened, where it's brought us, and who we are. History moves forward like time itself, but memory always brings us back to shared purpose and experience. It's circular like that, and it never stops. I remember asking Gene once how we knew our teaching and our curriculum are working. He looked at me in the eyes and said, "Larry, it's simple. We succeed when our students think better." He taught us that everyone can think hard, but it takes training and experience to think carefully. The path of careful thinking is a way of life, Gene has taught us. Asking myself whether I can think more carefully, honoring Gene's voice that I consistently have with me in those moments, is what makes this work rewarding. That commitment of aligning our better angels with our community's purposes and needs is what brought us all to this school in the first place, what sustains us, what persuades us that that mission is a sacred one, and it never stops. It's a losing battle to try and explain what makes our school special, what setting foot in this place means to us, what keeps our community renewing itself, how we somehow never relent in our dedication toward forging a better future. Well, tonight, my friends, I propose a sensible answer to these questions. It's Gene Bardak, his wisdom, his insight, and his guidance that have helped make GSPP what it is today, a place to look and a place to see. We love you, Gene, and we'll never stop. We'll hold it for you.
Hey, guys. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. This fellow Gene Bardak sounds pretty good to me. I'd like to meet him. Okay, this is definitely an honor. I won't say I don't deserve it, but that might be true. But whether or not it's true, I'll take it. And I have to say one thing, well, two things. One is, here's my family here. I love them. They've been so supportive. Thank you so much. Oh, and then there's the students. Thank you so much. You've given me so much. I've loved the opportunity to interact with you and try to teach you and learn from you. Yeah, I share the vision. We want to make the world better, and I want you all to do that as well. But I think that's enough for me. I'll happily sit down, and you can go on giving more awards to more deserving people.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Gene.
Gene.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you still want to do Khadijah's award? Do you still want to go with a Khadijah's award, or would you like me to?
Is it right now?
Yes.
Oh.
I did it so you wouldn't have to come up twice.
Okay.
Yeah, right now.
I want my folder, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I'll just introduce them. Okay. There we go.
Oh, you're not quite rid of me. Because, should I do it now?
I would love that.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm supposed to introduce and give the award to Khadija Bakhtiar, an alum from 2010, who is the winner of the Alumna of the Year award. Is that right? Is that what it is?
Yes.
And the reason I'm doing this is that I worked with her pretty closely, probably more than other faculty members, when she was a student here. She graduated in 2010. Where are you, Khadija? Well, Khadija is getting this award for her most impressive work founding the Teach for Pakistan organization, modeled on the Teach for America program, which she was inspired to do because of her experience here at GSPP. Her first-year colleagues had worked to Teach for America, and so she was inspired to want to do the same and bring the whole idea over to Pakistan. So it's been a very successful program. It was recently evaluated by the Rand Corporation, and in a kind of formal Randish way, and they found that the students who were in the Teach for America classrooms gained 12 months advantage in math over the control group, and 6 or so months in English, and an indeterminate but large number in science, 8 to 12 months. It now serves some 80 schools in Pakistan, mostly in the neighborhood of the rural and underserved neighborhoods of Islamabad. It has 76 teaching fellows at the moment, though they've had a bunch more in the past, who have been selected in a very rigorous way from over 2,000 applicants. So it's very selective, and Khadija is very proud of the selection process because it involves 9 very well worked out, thoughtful criteria, including can the applicant work well with diverse people, people from other religions, other ethnic groups within Pakistan, etc. And one of the 9, which I especially love, is thinking critically. Can this person be a critical thinker? She's also active in a global community of Teach for Blank with 60-some countries presently represented in it. She describes it very lovingly and very wisely as a kind of medium for the exchange of best practice ideas at all levels, from the student and classroom level up to the ministerial and governmental level. I also want to share just one anecdote about Khadija's student days. They're very dear to me in my memory. In the fall of 2009, she graduated in 2010, so in the fall of her second year, when the students are choosing APA, Advanced Policy Analysis projects, she came to me. I had been her teacher a year earlier in the required introductory to policy analysis course. So she came to me and she said, I'm looking for an APA project. Students had to choose their own. And I have this idea, and I've run it by other faculty members who are kind of skeptical. And she describes it. She says, I want to do Teach for America in Pakistan. And I want to spend my second semester of APA studies laying the foundation. I say, well, I can see why there's some problem with this. This is not a very conventional APA at all. It's not so much analytical as, organizational, activist, practical, get out there in the field, do stuff. But I say, we should do that. That's exactly what, if you want to do it, you can succeed at, you should do it. Come on along. You can join up with my APA section. We'll be happy to have you. I'll be happy to have you. And I figured, what's the worst that could happen? What could happen the worst? It will fail. It'll fizzle, just like, most good public policy projects do already before they even get off the ground. And so why should this be so different? And she might succeed, which turns out she did in spades. Well, back then, our custom was to have our section meeting of 12 students and me weekly at my house for dinner. Students made the dinner and cleaned up, thank you much. And we would usually begin, the custom was, what happened this past week that's interesting to tell the group about? And they'd come in with their stories. And, Khadija would come in saying, this was a great week, we had a good week, this is what happened. And then the next week she said, this was a terrible week. We had setback after setback, and here's what they were, and I feel so demoralized, and it's just terrible. And the students all said, forward, Khadija, you can do it. No problem. Every good project has its setbacks. The course of true love is never smooth. And so, just keep doing it. And she went out there and she did it. And she went back to Pakistan eventually after graduating and founded Teach for Pakistan, which turns out to be a great success. Now, I think the fact that the other students all rallied around her and were interested in her project, as they were in one another's projects generally, illustrates one of the great things about the Goldman School. It's a learning and teaching and learning community. Everybody feels some involvement in the well-being and success of everybody else's work. which I think is just a wonderful thing. There's just no better way of teaching and learning. It's very satisfying spiritually, but it's also terrific effectively in practical terms. We can see some of the ways that the Goldman School spirit is reflected in the Rand Corporation report about Teach for Pakistan, which talks about the so-called student-centered teaching methods. Okay? I'm going to read, it's not very long, I'll read it. Qualitative findings, they're apologetic because they do the quant stuff. Qualitative findings also report that TFP, Teach for Pakistan, TFP fellows stood out for their student-centered teaching approaches, emphasizing mastery, conceptual understanding, and motivation. They were seen to create supportive, caring classrooms where students feel encouraged to take the lead, think critically, and ask questions. Practices that have been observed to help bridge learning gaps and nurture curiosity amongst the students. What can I say? I can only hope that the Goldman School does as well.
Let's let Khadija come up and thank you so much. Khadija's going to come. Would you mind if I get down? Let's let Khadija come up and get her award.
Good for you. This is Khadija, the famous Khadija.
This is for you, and the dean's going to come up, and we're going to take a really quick photo, and then we'll.
Okay.
One more quick photo.
A quick photo. Come on, Khadija.
Okay. Is there enough room? Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done. Jean, I think Maureen wants to, I'm going to take that for you so it's easier.
Okay.
And Maureen
Yeah.
wants to present.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I will just, a quick acknowledgement here. These are flowers for you from Diane Dickstein from the class of 1990. You couldn't be here. And our class is the class of Joe Castro. But when I think about the Eightfold Path and the impact you have made, is the first step define the problem? Something
It
like
is.
that?
It is.
So I'm just
Wait,
going
for the moment. After this next edition, it's give the problem to AI. And
There you
then,
So I'm going to just jump to the first step to the solution is educators like you and all those in the room here who have developed the policymakers, the change makers in America today. And thank you. We're the class 35 years ago who have made a difference in housing and cities and climate change and everything else, and we have followed your path. And we just want to say thank you, we love you, and GSPP is absolutely the best. So thank you to all the educators here, too.
thank you.
You're welcome. We love you.
From global education leadership, we turn to a trailblazer in evidence-based policymaking here in California. I invite Assistant Professor of Practice and our Director of Community Climate and Culture, Erica Weisinger, to the stage to present this next award.
Our special award for outstanding service in policy innovation and leadership is presented to Mary Ann Bates. Mary Ann is a leader who has dedicated her career to bringing rigorous evidence to the center of policy making. Mary Ann currently serves as the executive director of the California Cradle to Career Data System, one of the most ambitious statewide data initiatives in the nation. By connecting education and workforce outcomes, the system empowers students, families, educators, and policymakers with tools to create more equitable futures. Her journey to this role has been remarkable. Mary Ann grew up in Ohio's Amish community, and she began her studies at Kent State through a dual enrollment program before pursuing her graduate degree here at GSPP. From those beginnings, she went on to serve as executive director of JPAL North America at MIT, where she helped expand the use of randomized evaluations in social policy and built bridges between researchers and government leaders. Later, at the White House Office of Management and Budget, she continued this work at the highest levels of government, advancing evidence-based practices nationwide. Mary Ann's path shows the power of rigorous analysis combined with empathy and vision to make real change in people's lives. She is a builder of systems, of partnerships, and of opportunity. Tonight, we celebrate her contributions to California and to the broader field of public policy by presenting Mary Ann Bates with the Special Award for Outstanding Service in Policy Innovation and Leadership.
From innovation in policy practice, we now honor one of the field's most influential scholars. I now invite Emeritus Professor of Public Policy Lee Friedman to the stage to present the next award.
Hello, everybody, and thank you all for being here and revealing your preference for GSPP. It's good to see you all, and good to come together in these tumultuous times to celebrate our belief that policy should be made and conducted in the public interest. It's my honor to present an award to someone who has spent his life furthering this goal. Our PhD alumnus of the year is Dave Weimer, the Edwin Whitty Professor of Political Economy at the School of Public Affairs, University of Wisconsin-Madison. While all GSPP alumni can make profound improvements to our public policies, those with PhDs are more likely to also keep an eye on the long haul and how the field of public policy as an entire discipline can be improved. There is no better example of this dual role than Dave Weimer. His scholarship has not only led to improvements in many actual policies, but it has also profoundly shaped the way that we analyze, evaluate, and implement public policy. Dave earned his doctorate here at Berkeley and went on to become a leading authority in policy analysis and benefit cost evaluation. He has authored or co-authored more than a dozen books and published approximately 100 articles in peer-reviewed journals and edited books. Dave was also my very first PhD student. I met him over 50 years ago in fall 1974 when I arrived at GSPP as a new assistant professor, and I feel so privileged to have worked with him and so glad that I did not ruin him. His first book, Improving Prosecution, was about how district attorneys in cities manage all their assistant district attorneys to be sure that policies are being carried out uniformly and that like defendants are treated the same no matter which ADA handles their case. This work helped to improve both the efficiency and the equity of district attorney offices across the country. He is much more widely known for his books, Policy Analysis, Concepts and Practice, and Cost-Benefit Analysis, Concepts and Practice, texts that have become cornerstones for students and practitioners alike. His book, Behavioral Economics for Cost-Benefit Analysis, improves the state of the art by providing methodological guidance on how to integrate the findings from behavioral economics into the conduct of cost-benefit analysis. His work spans many substantive areas, including criminal justice, health policy, energy policy, organ transplantation, political economy, and even the economics of our relationships with dogs, reflecting both rigor and intellectual curiosity. Beyond his scholarship, Dave has provided extraordinary professional service. He has served as president of the Association for Public Policy Analysis and Management, president of the Society for Benefit Cost Analysis, and he was elected a fellow of the National Academy of Public Administration. His peers recognized him with the inaugural Policy Field Distinguished Contribution Analysis from APAM, and the Outstanding Achievement Award from the Society for Benefit Cost Analysis. Throughout it all, his work has maintained a clear focus, ensuring that public policy decisions are informed by careful analysis, thoughtful evaluation, and a deep concern for social outcomes. His contributions continue to influence classrooms, government agencies, and research communities across the world. Tonight, we proudly recognize Dave Weimer as GSPP's 2005 PhD Alumnus of the Year.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you for those kind words. Thank you for guiding me at the early stage of my career. I also want to thank Jean, who's been a mentor to me throughout my career. And I just want to say it's ironic that I'm getting this award in this building. I had to walk past this building to go home every day, and people played Go here in the afternoons. And I used to stop, and that's why my dissertation wasn't finished when I began teaching. So thank you.
Our next two awardees could not be here this evening, so we will celebrate them from afar. Our first leader is building equity and opportunity across Africa. Our MDP Alumna of the Year is Gladys Onyango, Associate Director at Co-Impact, where she has dedicated her career to supporting visionary African leaders and organizations. Gladys brings more than 15 years of experience helping community-based organizations gain access to funding, capacity, and networks so they can serve their communities more effectively. At the Sego Family Foundation, she managed a portfolio of over 300 partners across East and Southern Africa, overseeing grant-making, learning initiatives, and capacity-building efforts. She helped design systems for safeguarding, measurement, and accountability that strengthen the ecosystem of social change across the region. Now at Co-Impact, she plays a critical role in sourcing partners, managing grants, and guiding leaders who are building inclusive, resilient communities. Her work is fueled by a vision of a just society in which every individual is respected, has dignity, and the opportunity to reach their full potential. A proud graduate of Wellesley College and the Goldman MDP program, Gladys embodies the values of the program: global perspective, cross-sector collaboration, and sustainable development rooted in justice. From Nairobi, where she lives with her family, to communities across Africa, her leadership is making a profound difference. It is with great pride that we recognize Gladys Onyango as the 2025 MDP Alumna of the Year. Please join me in celebrating. Thank you. From development practice in Africa, we turn to economic leadership on the global stage. Our MPA Alumna of the Year is Nidhi Hegde, Executive Director of the American Economic Liberties Project. Since 2020, she has helped grow it into one of the leading organizations in the anti-monopoly movement, shaping national debates about economic fairness, corporate power, and democracy itself. Nidhi brings a multidisciplinary background in business strategy, impact investing, and nonprofit leadership. She previously served as Chief Operating Officer and Senior Advisor at the Open Markets Institute, and as a consultant advising major foundations and development agencies. Earlier in her career, she worked at Monitor Inclusive Markets and FSG India, scaling social business models and managing complex multi-stakeholder initiatives. At the Omidyar Network, she explored the intersection of technology platforms, market concentration, and society, which deepened her expertise in questions of economic power. Through these experiences, Nidhi has become a leading voice calling for stronger, fairer markets that serve people rather than monopolies. She's helping craft the next generation of policy solutions to address systemic inequality and economic concentration. Nidhi holds an MPA from the Goldman School and a bachelor's degree from the University of Virginia. With her leadership, courage, and vision, she exemplifies the very best of GSPP. Tonight, we are honored to recognize Nidhi Hegde as the 2025 MPA Alumna of the Year. Our final recognitions highlight the growing impact of GSPP's public policy minor, where undergraduates bring policy values into every sector. I welcome MPA Faculty Director and Professor of Practice, Hector Cardenas, to the stage to present the final two awards. Welcome, Hector.
Our first public policy minor honoree is Caitlin Quinn, a leader who has demonstrated the power of civic engagement at the local and state level. Caitlin currently serves as Government Relations Associate for Planned Parenthood Northern California, where she helped organize and launch PP NorCal Workers United, a union representing 350 healthcare and administrative staff across the region. Caitlin successfully ran for the Petaluma City Schools Board of Trustees in 2018. She now serves her second term as Vice President of the board, working to ensure quality, equity, and inclusion for local students. She has also served on the City of Petaluma's Animal Advisory Committee, the Sonoma County Commission on the Status of Women, and on the board of Petaluma Pride. Caitlin is a shining example of how the public policy minor equips students to lead with courage and principle, whether in grassroots organizing or elected office. We are very proud to recognize Caitlin Quinn as the 2025 Public Policy Minor Alumna of the Year. Congratulations, Caitlin. Congratulations. Thank you. We're going to come over to over here. And alongside Caitlin, we recognize another outstanding public policy minor alum whose advocacy spans immigration, LGBTQ plus equity, and student empowerment. Our final award goes to Ignacio Nach Valverde, a UC Berkeley graduate in film and media studies with a public policy minor. His advocacy and leadership have already made a powerful impact. Nach grew up in a low-income community where he learned early the importance of speaking up for himself, his family, and others. As a student leader in community college, he became a strong advocate for immigrant students, leading campaigns to expand civic engagement. After transferring to UC Berkeley, Nach continued this work, supporting LGBTQ plus communities and migrants across the Bay Area. He has served on the board of the Immigration Institute of the Bay Area, the region's largest provider of immigrant legal services, and as diversity and advocacy co-chair for UC Berkeley's Alianza Latinx staff organization. In his current role with Berkeley Law's pro bono program, he helps students advance social justice through hands-on work in immigration, asylum, and other critical areas. Nach is also an artist and creator, using film and photography to lift up immigrant voices. His honors thesis explored the representation of undocumented immigrants in visual media, bridging policy and culture. As he prepares for law school, his aspiration is clear: to combine lawyering and policy expertise to advocate for underserved communities. Nach embodies the power of advocacy rooted in lived experience. We're honored to recognize Ignacio Nach Valverde as the 2025 Public Policy Minor Alumnus of the Year. Congratulations.
As we honor these remarkable leaders, from trailblazers like Eugene Bardak to innovators like Marianne Bates, to this year's Alumni of the Year across all of our programs, we are reminded that the Goldman School's legacy lives in its people. Our community continues to shape public policy with creativity, courage, and conviction. To our honorees, thank you for your leadership and inspiration. And to all of you here tonight, thank you for being part of this extraordinary GSPP family. I'm going to pass it back over to Dean Wilson to wrap it up.
This is really amazing. There's nothing better than recognizing outstanding achievement, but the bigger thing is recognizing the commitment to service and the real change making that each one of you all are doing as alum. You're making a real difference and an impact, and the reason why we have this conference is to come back and inspire all of us who are still here at the Goldman School to keep making sure that we're offering opportunities for more change making. So this is really impressive and really powerful, and I appreciate it. Few shout outs. Is there anyone, this is your first conference? If it's your first conference, stand up. Stand up. All right. Oh, wow. Well, good. All right, sit back down. If this is your third conference at the Goldman School, stand up. Your third conference. Some of you here. Nice. You're lifers. I love it. All right, sit back down. If you're GSPP faculty, stand up. Emeritus, lecturers, professors of practice, research, our latter ranked faculty. Good. Well done. If you're GSPP staff, stand up. Where's our staff, our team, the real engine? Our alumni board. Any members of our alumni board, former or current? Alumni board. I'm looking at you over there. Our GSPP advisory board members. I see at least one or more. You get all the attention, Cisco. Welcome. Are there any Democracy Fellows that are still here? You've been here throughout the day. Anyone make it throughout? It's a tough one. No. Democracy Fellows. We're going to clap for them anyway. Democracy Fellows. Anyone from the city of San Jose? We've had a really great partnership. We've had some folks from the city of San. Are you serious? You got to stand up and get this love. Come on. Really great partnership. Current GSPP students, stand up. I heard there were some folks here from the class of 2020. Any five-year folks, 2020? None, a little shy, okay, it's all right. 2015? 2010? It's like there was going to be a wave, but you only got half a table. It's like 2005. 2005. The raucous 2005 class. 2000. I've seen some 2000. All right, now it's getting a little touch and go. 95. 90. Like a one-table wave. I love it. 85. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The mighty four. 20% of the class is here, I think, or something like that. Right? It's good enough, yeah. 80. 75. Go, Dave. It's your birthday. Go, Dave. And we're just going to be generous. Anyone longer than or younger than class of 75? 74, 73, 72, 71, 70. None. All right. Gene, we'll make you stand up. Lee, you guys are old school OGs. This is really impressive. So I just want to thank all of our awardees, everyone for being here this evening. Few last wrapping kind of notes for us. We don't just want you to come to the conference. We want you to immerse yourself in our community. We have many events coming up covering a wide range of interests, and we need you there. We want you to be a part of this, not just for the conference, but throughout the year. Please meet our students, meet our faculty, and I challenge you to also connect with our alumni. Make sure you make a new friend while you've been here. And if not, make sure you use LinkedIn and try and sneak in their DMs and say, hey, let's be friends. Advocate for us. Advocate for GSPP. Tell other people about the impact you see GSPP working on. We need everyone sharing our story, and we hope that it will lead to new partnerships and push our mission forward. Please consider us with an annual donation, too, if you have the capacity. It doesn't need to be $1 million unless you just have $1 million and you think we should get a part of that. But we really want you to think about investing in a culture of giving and supporting GSPP. We want to make a difference, and we're trying to do more than just offer the degree to the students who can afford to pay tuition, many of whom are not going to be able to afford to pay tuition moving forward with a lot of the policies we see happening. So looking to sponsors like Stupski and Anthropic, who are partners with us in doing a lot of important work, that were able to support us for this conference, and we hope that they'll support us in the future. Look at how much we were able to accomplish today with just a few donors this entire day. It was a long day, but this is the hard work of democracy, and we appreciate you all showing up and being here for the entire day and engaging with us. Thank you for your generosity, and we hope to see you at the 4th annual conference next year. Thank you, thank you, thank you.